Did you know that some of the most ordinary-looking pennies in your collection could be worth a fortune? Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1983 and 1995 US penny coins. Two coins that may hold the key to life-changing discoveries. These aren't just your average pennies. Hidden among them are rare errors that collectors are willing to pay thousands, even millions of dollars for. What makes these coins so valuable? And how can you spot one of these treasures in your own pocket change? Stay tuned, because the answers might just surprise you. Let me tell you something fascinating about a coin you probably see all the time, but never think twice about. The 1995 US penny. At first glance, it's just a regular 1-cent coin, right? But what if I told you that tucked away among the billions of pennies minted that year are a few rare treasures? Coins so extraordinary, they could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even millions of dollars. I know that sounds unbelievable, but stay with me. This story is all about the secrets hidden in plain sight, and how you could be holding a fortune in your pocket without even realizing it. First, let's break it down. The 1995 penny was minted in huge numbers, billions of them, in fact, at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. You can tell where your coin was minted by looking at the little mint mark near the date. If there's a D, it came from Denver. If there's no mint mark, it was made in Philadelphia. Most of these pennies are completely ordinary, made of zinc with a thin copper coating. But a tiny fraction of them have errors, and these errors are what make them so valuable. One of the most famous errors on the 1995 penny is called the double die obverse. Now, if you've never heard of a double die, don't worry. It's not as complicated as it sounds. During the minting process, the design of the coin is pressed onto a die, which is then used to strike the coins. Sometimes the die gets stamped twice but slightly misaligned. This creates a doubling effect on certain parts of the coin. On the 1995 penny, the doubling is most noticeable in the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." You might not see it with the naked eye, but if you take a closer look, maybe with a magnifying glass or a digital microscope, you'll notice that the letters look shadowed or slightly separated. That's the telltale sign of a doubled die. Now here's the kicker. These 1995 doubled die pennies aren't just rare, they're valuable. A circulated one might sell for $20 to $50, but if you find one in near-perfect, uncirculated condition, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. There have been cases where these coins sold for over $3,000 at auction. Think about that for a second. A single penny, worth thousands, just because of a tiny minting mistake. But the doubled die isn't the only error to look out for. There are other fascinating errors that can make a 1995 penny a collector's dream. For example, off-center strikes. This happens when the coin isn't perfectly aligned during the minting process. Instead of the design being centered, part of it is cut off, leaving a blank area on the coin. The more off-center it is, while still showing a complete date, the more valuable it becomes. Coins like these can sell for anywhere from $50 to a few $100s, depending on how dramatic the error is. Another type of error is die cracks. Over time, the dies used to strike coins can develop fractures, and these cracks leave raised, jagged lines on the coin's surface. Each die crack is unique, like a fingerprint, and collectors love them for their one-of-a-kind appearance. And then there's the clipped planchet error. This happens when the metal sheet used to make coins doesn't get cut properly, leaving a crescent-shaped section missing from the coin. These coins are relatively rare and can sell for impressive amounts, especially if the error is large and well-defined. But here's something important to remember. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A 1995 penny with a doubled die obverse graded MS67, almost perfect, sold for over $3,500. So, if you come across an error coin, handle it carefully. Don't clean it, because cleaning can damage the surface and lower its value. Now, let me share a story that might inspire you to start checking your change a little more closely. There was this collector, just an average person like you and me, who found a 1995 double die penny in a roll of coins they got from the bank. They didn't have any special tools or equipment, just a sharp eye and a little curiosity. After doing some research, they realized they had stumbled upon a rare treasure. They sent the coin off to be graded, and when it came back, it was worth over $1,000. Imagine that, turning a 1-cent coin into a $1,000 payday. And that's not the only story like this. Another collector discovered a whole batch of error coins, including a 1995 penny with a combination of a die crack and a doubled die. That coin ended up being worth several $1,000s. These stories aren't just rare. They're a reminder that treasure could be hiding in the most unexpected places, even in something as ordinary as pocket change. So, how do you get started on your own treasure hunt? It's easier than you might think. First, start checking your loose change. Pay close attention to any 1995 pennies, especially ones without a mint mark, since those were made in Philadelphia and are more likely to have the doubled die error. If you don't already have one, invest in a magnifying glass or a digital microscope. These tools can help you spot tiny details that might otherwise go unnoticed. Another great method is coin roll hunting. Go to your local bank and ask for rolls of pennies. Each roll is like a little treasure chest, and you never know what you might find. Once you've sorted through the rolls and set aside any potential error coins, you can return the rest to the bank and start again. It's a low-cost way to maximize your chances of finding something valuable. If you think you've found an error coin, the next step is to get it authenticated and graded. Companies like PCGS and NGC can confirm the error, assess the coin's condition, and assign it a grade. This not only verifies its value, but also makes it more appealing to buyers if you decide to sell it. Now, you might be wondering, what makes a coin truly valuable? It all comes down to rarity, demand, and condition. The rarer the error, the more collectors want it. And if the coin is in great condition, its value increases exponentially. That's why it's so important to handle your coins carefully and store them in protective cases. As we get closer to the end of this journey, let's talk about the most exciting discoveries: coins with multiple errors. Imagine finding a 1995 penny with a double die obverse and an off-center strike, or one with a clipped planchet that also shows die cracks. These combinations are incredibly rare and can sell for tens of thousands of dollars. It's stories like these that keep collectors coming back for more. Whether it's the thrill of the hunt, the joy of discovery, or the possibility of finding a life-changing treasure, there's something magical about coin collecting. And who knows? The next great find could be waiting for you in your pocket, at the bank, or even in an old jar of coins sitting in your house. In 1983, something truly fascinating happened in the world of coins. At first glance, it seemed like just another ordinary year for the humble penny. But the reality is far from ordinary. Some of these pennies, pocket change most people wouldn't give a second thought, turned out to be worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. And in some cases, they've sold for more than the price of a car. So, what makes the 1983 penny so special? That's what I'm here to explain. It's all about a mix of history, mistakes, and the thrill of the hunt. Whether you're a coin enthusiast or someone just curious about the change rattling in your pocket, you're going to want to stick around. By the end of 1999
this,
US
you'll know
dime
exactly
might
what
not
to
seem
look
like
for
much
in
in
a
a
1983
1983 penny,
a small coin,
and how one
often
small
overlooked,
mistake at the US
tossed into
Mint
jars,
could lead to an
vending
enormous
machines,
payday,
or forgotten
Let's
in
start with a
drawers.
bit of history.
But what if I told
because
you that a
understanding
simple
what
dime
happened
from
at the Mint in
1999
could be worth
1983
hundreds,
is key
thousands,
to spotting these
or even
valuable
millions
coins.
of dollars.
In the early
It's not just a
1980s,
collector's fantasy.
the price of copper
There are rare
skyrocketed,
error coins out
and
there from
producing
this
a
year
single penny
that have
became
more
more pocket
expensive than the
change
coin
into
itself was
life-changing
worth.
discoveries.
So in
And yes,
1982,
these treasures
the US
could be
Mint
hiding
made a big
right in your
change.
spare change.
They shifted from
Now,
making pennies
before you go
primarily out
rushing
of
to
copper.
dump your jar of coins
Those
on the
weighed
table,
3.11
let me
grams.
walk you through why the
to pennies with a zinc
1999
core,
dime is
coated
so
in a
special.
thin layer of copper.
By the end of this,
This
you'll
reduced
know
the weight
exactly
to
what to look
2.5
for,
grams, how
and
to
saved
identify
a lot of
valuable
money.
errors,
By
and
1983,
most importantly,
the new
how
zinc
to
pennies
avoid
were in
passing
full
up a
production.
fortune. But here's the twist.
Let's start with what
this
makes
transition
this coin
wasn't
unique.
flawless.
The
During the
1999
switch,
U.S. dime,
a few leftover
like
copper
dimes
planchets
produced in
from
modern
1982
times,
somehow
struck
ended
in
up
two
in the
primary
presses
locations,
and were struck
the
with the
Philadelphia
1983
Mint,
date,
which leaves a
these
P
rare
mint mark,
mistakes
and
became
the
what
Denver
collectors
Mint,
now call
identified by the
1983
D mint
copper
mark.
pennies.
These mint
If you
marks
find one
are
of
tiny
these in your
letters
collection,
that can be found
you
just
could be
to the
holding
right
a
of
coin
Roosevelt's
worth
neck
over
on the coin.
$20,000.
Most of the 1999 dimes
A
produced
single
were
penny that
perfectly
could sell
standard,
for more than some
following
people
the
make in a year.
specifications you'd expect.
So how do you figure out if your
91.67%
1983
copper is one of these rare copper ones?
8.33% nickel.
The easiest way is
weighing
by
in at
weighing it.
2.27
A standard
grams,
1983
and with a
penny made of
diameter of
zinc will weigh
17.91
2.5
grams.
But
Nothing
a copper
out of the
penny from
ordinary
1983,
but not every
will
dime
weigh
struck in 1999
came out the same.
You don't need fancy
Errors
equipment
happen
to check
during the
this.
minting process.
A simple kitchen
and when
scale
they
can
do
the trick.
They can create
If you
coins
find a
that collectors go
1983
wild
penny
for.
that's heavier
These
than
errors
usual,
turn a 10-cent
you've got
piece
something
into
incredibly
something worth
special
hundreds,
on your hands.
even thousands of
But
dollars.
the copper penny isn't
Some of
the
these
only
mistakes
thing
that
that
makes
small,
the 1983
requiring a
penny
magnifying
stand out.
glass or
Another
loop to
reason
spot.
collectors are
Others
obsessed
are
with this
dramatic
coin
and unmistakable,
is because of the
making
errors
them
that occurred
incredibly
during its
valuable.
production.
Let's start
Errors
with the
in
classic
coin
error
minting
type,
happen for
the
all kinds of
off-center
reasons.
strike.
This happens when the
dies,
coin isn't
overused
properly
equipment,
aligned during
or
minting,
simple human error,
leaving part
These
of the
mistakes,
design
though
missing,
rare,
and the
can
blank
make a coin
planchet
significantly
exposed.
more
The
valuable.
more off-center
One
the
of the
strike,
most sought-after
the more
errors
valuable
on the
the coin
1983
becomes.
penny,
For
is
example,
known as the double
a
die reverse.
1999 dime.
This
that's
happens
only
when the die
slightly
used to
off-center
strike
might
the
fetch
coin
around
is
$20
accidentally
engraved
engraved
twice.
But a
Slightly
coin that's
misaligned.
off-center by
On the
50% or
1983
more,
penny,
that could
this
easily
error
be
appears
worth
on the
several
reverse
$100
side,
in the
depending
words
on
1
its
cent.
condition.
And e
And if the
pluribus
date
unum.
is still visible
If you look
despite the error,
closely,
the
or better
value
yet,
skyrockets
use a magnifying
even further.
glass.
Another
You'll
error
see the
to watch
doubling
for is
effect,
known as a double
almost like
die.
a shadow.
A double
These
die
double die
occurs when a
pennies are
misalignment
incredibly
in the
rare
minting process
and can sell
causes
for
parts of the
upwards of
coin's design to appear
$15,000 at
duplicated
auction.
or blurry.
It's incredible
This
to
is
think
most
that a coin
noticeable
worth
in the
just
lettering
1 cent
or the
could turn
details
into
of
such a
Roosevelt's
massive portrait.
windfall.
On a
Because of a
1990
tiny
mistake.
dime.
Now,
You'd
not
want to
every
carefully
error
examine
is as
words
dramatic
like
as the
Liberty
double die
or
reverse.
In God We Trust,
But there are
as
plenty
well
of
as
others worth
Roosevelt's
keeping an eye
profile.
out for.
For any signs
Some
of doubling,
1983
these
pennies were
errors
struck
can
on
be
the
subtle,
wrong planchets
but
entirely.
collectors love them.
For example,
And they can
there are
significantly
pennies struck
increase
on
a
dime
coin's value,
planchets,
which
a double
means they're
die
smaller
error on
and
a
silver in
1999
color.
dime.
These are
Could
highly
sell for
collectible
anywhere between
and
a
can
few
fetch
hundred and
thousands
several
of
thousand
dollars.
dollars.
There are also
Depending on
off-center
how
strikes
prominent the doubling
where the
is
design isn't
and how well
properly
preserved the
aligned
coin
and clipped
remains.
planchets.
Then
Where
there's
part
the
of the
missing
coin
clad
is
layer.
missing because of a
Dimes,
mistake
as you
during
may know,
cutting.
are
These might
composed
not
of a
be as
copper
valuable
core
as
with
the
a
double
double
die
die
or copper
sometimes
errors.
during the
But they're
minting
still worth
process.
significantly
That
more
nickel
than
layer
face
doesn't
value.
get applied to
So,
one or
how
both
do you
sides
start
of the
searching
coin.
for these treasures?
The result is a dime
First,
that appears
gather all your
copper-colored instead of
1983
silver
pennies.
on one or both
They
sides.
might be hiding in your
These
loose
errors
change,
are
old
incredibly
jars, or
striking
rolls
and
of
highly
coins
sought
from the
after
bank.
by collectors.
Once you've got
A
them,
1999
there are a few key
dime
things
with
with
a
a
missing
missing
clad layer
Start
on
by
one side
separating
might
them
sell
by
for
mint mark.
$200 to
The small letter on the
$500
coin that
while
tells you
one
where
with
it
the
was
error
made
on both sides
for
could go
1983
for thousands.
pennies. You'll
Broad
see either
strikes
no
are
mark
another
Philadelphia
fascinating error to
a
keep
D
an
for
eye out
Denver,
for.
or an
These
S for
occur
San
when a coin is
Francisco.
struck without
Then,
the collar that
inspect
holds it in
each
place
coin
during
carefully
minting.
under good lighting.
As a result,
a
the
jeweler's
coin spreads
loop or
outward,
magnifying glass
creating
can
a
be really
slightly
helpful
larger
here,
and distorted version
especially
of the
for
dime.
spotting things
Broad
like
strikes are
doubling on the
dramatic and
reverse.
instantly
Next, weigh the
recognizable,
coins, making them
This step
highly
is
valuable
crucial
to
if you're
collectors.
searching for the rare
Let
copper
me share
pennies.
a story that perfectly
Remember,
illustrates
copper
why you
pennies
should
should
never
never
dismiss a
3.11
dime,
grams,
no matter
while
how
zinc
ordinary
pennies
it
weigh
looks.
2.5
A
grams.
collector in Illinois
If you
was
find
sorting
one that's
through a roll
heavier,
of dimes
you
they
could
had
have a
picked up
jackpot
from
on
the
your
bank.
hands.
At first
Lastly,
glance,
keep
all the
an eye
coins
out for
seemed
any
normal,
unusual
but one
features.
caught their eye.
Off-center
It had an
designs,
off-center
clipping,
strike,
or
and
anything
still
that
showed the
doesn't
full
look like
date,
it belongs on a regular
1999.
penny.
And
That
if you
dime,
think you found something
originally worth
valuable,
just 10 cents,
don't rush to clean the
ended
coin
up selling at
or
auction
try to
for
make it
nearly
look shiny.
$1,000.
Cleaning a coin
All
can
because they took the
significantly
time to
decrease
check
its
carefully.
value.
And
Even
it's
if
not
you
just
do it
off-center
carefully,
strikes
or
instead,
double dies that
store
can
it in
lead
a
to big
protective
paydays.
coin holder.
A Florida
or flip to
collector
keep it
discovered
safe
a
from
missing
damage.
clad layer error.
Then,
On
Consider
a
having it
1999
professionally
dime,
graded
while
by an
sifting through loose
organization like
change.
PCGS
At first,
or NGC.
they thought the coin was
They'll
damaged,
authenticate the coin,
but after closer
assign it a
inspection,
grade, they
and
realized
provide
it
an
was an
official
authentic
certification
minting
of
error.
its value.
After
While
getting
this
it graded
process
and
does
certified,
cost money,
they
it's
sold it
often
for
worth it for
$800
coins
that could be worth
now,
thousands
you
of
might
dollars.
be wondering,
The best
how do you
part
make
of this
sure you don't
entire
miss these
process
errors?
is the thrill
The
of the
key is
hunt.
careful inspection.
There's something magical
Start
about
by
sorting through
your
your
loose
change
and finding
looking
a
for
piece of
anything
history
that stands out.
that's worth far
A
more than you
magnifying
ever
glass
imagined.
or coin loop
And
is
the
a
stories
must-have
of
tool
people
for
who
spotting
struck small
gold
errors
or
like
copper
double
in
dyes
this case,
or subtle
or proof
off-center
that it's
strikes.
possible. Pay
For
close attention
example,
to the
one
details.
collector bought
The
a roll
lettering
of pennies
Roosevelt
from the bank
profile
for just
and the
50
coin
cents.
bench.
When
And
you
found
think
a
you
double
found
die
something,
reverse among
don't
them.
jump to
That
conclusions.
coin ended up selling
Mint
for
errors
over
can be tricky to
$10,000.
identify
Another
And not
person
every
inherited a jar
coin
of
is
old
valuable.
coins from a relative.
That's where professional
discovered
grading
a
and
1983
authentication
copper
come in.
penny.
Services
Which sold
like
at auction for
PCGS,
more than
professional
$20,000.
coin grading service.
These aren't just
or
lucky
NGC.
breaks.
Numismatic
They're examples
Guarantee
of how a little
Corporation
knowledge and effort
specialize
can
in
lead to
grading and
incredible
certifying
rewards.
coins.
But here's
They'll
the
assess
thing.
your coin,
It's not just
confirm
about the
whether
money.
the error is
Coins
genuine,
like the 1983
and assign a
penny
grade
tell
that
a story.
determines its
They're a
condition and
snapshot
market
of history.
value.
A reminder of
professionally
the
graded
changes
coin
and
not only
challenges of the
fetches higher
time.
prices,
And when you find
but also
one,
gives buyers
you're not just
confidence
holding
in
a
its
valuable
authenticity.
object. It's
You're
also
holding a
crucial
piece
to
of
know
that
what
story.
separates real
That's
errors
what
from
makes coin
damage or
collecting
counterfeits.
so exciting.
For example,
Every coin has a
a
tale
coin
to
with
tell,
a missing clad
and
layer will
sometimes
have sharp, clean
that tale
edges
is
where
worth
the
more
nickel
than you
layer
could ever
stops.
imagine.
And the copper
Now,
core begins.
let's talk about the
If
most
the edges
valuable
look rough or
1983
inconsistent,
pennies ever found.
it might be
At the
post-mint
top of the
damage
list
rather than
is
a
the
true
1983
error.
double die
Similarly,
reverse.
double dies
Its
have a
rarity
distinct
and the
look.
dramatic doubling
Genuine
effect
doubling appears
make
sharp
it one
and
of the
crisp,
most sought-after
while
error
machine
coins in
doubling,
existence,
which is much more
Some of
common
these have
and
sold
far
for
less
over
valuable,
$15,000
and shelf-life.
and their value
And if you're
only
serious
continues
about
to
finding
rise as
valuable
collectors
coins,
scramble to find
don't
them.
limit yourself
Close
to just
behind
loose
are the
change.
1983
Consider
copper
buying
pennies
rolls of dimes
struck
from
on
banks,
leftover
where you
planchets
can
from
sift through
1982, or even
These have
hundreds
also
of
sold
coins
for
in one
tens
sitting.
of thousands of
It's a
dollars at
strategy
auction.
used by many
And then there are
successful
the off-metal
collectors.
strikes,
And while
like
it takes
pennies struck
patience,
on dime
the
planchets,
potential rewards
which are
well
equally
worth the effort.
fascinating and valuable.
Of course, the
The
real
incredible
thrill
thing
lies
about
in finding
these
one of the
coins
rarest
is that they could be
1999
anywhere.
dimes out there.
They're not sitting
These
in
are the
museums
coins that
or locked
truly
away in
change
vaults.
lives.
They're in
A double die
circulation,
obverse with
hiding in
bold,
plain sight.
prominent doubling
That's
on
what makes the
Roosevelt's face.
1983
And the
penny
lettering
so
could
special.
easily sell
It's
for
a
tens of
reminder that
thousands of
treasures can be
dollars.
found in
A
the most
missing clad layer
unexpected
on both
places.
sides.
So the
Graded
next
in
time you
near
come
perfect
across a
condition,
penny,
might
don't
fetch
just
even
toss
more.
it aside.
And an
Take a
extreme
closer
off-center
look,
strike with
because
over
who knows?
50% of the
You might
design
just discover
missing,
a fortune
but the
in the
date's
palm
still
of your
intact.
hand.
That's the kind of find that collectors dream of, with auction prices reaching into the tens, or even hundreds of thousands. The world of coin collecting is full of stories of people who turned spare change into small fortunes. And while not every 1999 dime will be worth more than face value, the chance that it could be is what makes this hobby so exciting. The next time you're holding a dime, take a closer look. What seems ordinary at first might just turn out to be extraordinary. So there you have it, the hidden secrets of the 1986 and 1996 US dimes, and how tiny errors can turn a simple coin into a fortune. From off-center strikes to missing mint marks and doubled dies, these coins prove that incredible treasures can often be hiding in plain sight. Now it's your turn. Check your change, dig into those old coin rolls, and don't forget to look closely. You never know when a valuable error coin might cross your path. If you found this video helpful or inspiring, don't forget to hit that like button and share your thoughts in the comments below. And for more fascinating insights into rare coins and the stories they hold, be sure to subscribe to the channel. There's so much more to discover, and I can't wait to take you along on this journey. Until next time, happy hunting!